Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at this 2006 Mac Pro 1,1 that I recently purchased. It has two Intel Xeon processors running at 2.66 GHz and 8 GB of onboard memory. Inside you'll find the stock 250 GB Apple hard drive and an NVIDIA GeForce 7300 GT. The guy I bought this Mac Pro from, he also gave me about 14 hard drives. 3 of those were 160 gigs and the rest were all 80 gig drives. Now I'm going to be putting those 3 160 gigabyte SATA hard drives into this Mac Pro, so that's what I'm doing right now to give a lot more storage in here. Now, you may be thinking, well, would I ever upgrade this thing to an SSD? Well, I probably will not, because for some reason this computer seems extremely fast to boot up into macOS 10.7 Lion, which is the latest version that supports this computer. Now, obviously, it did have an OS installed on it. It had Snow Leopard on the stock 250 gigabyte hard drive, but it was corrupt, and as you can see, it just got stuck at the spinning wheel. I put in my 10.7 Lion install, which I burnt to a DVD because Lion was not distributed on a DVD, so you have to burn your DVD yourself, whether it's the Mac App Store version or the USB version that you get. So I had to format the hard drive. Now the hard drives that I got given included with this for absolutely nothing. They were all Windows installs. I think it was Windows 7 Professional. They were all network booted anyway, so I just wiped them and proceeded to install Mac OS X Lion. Okay, so you can see here that the installation succeeded, so now I've just got to go ahead and proceed with the setup. So I just need to select where I live and keyboard and everything like that. Now I was on holidays when I recorded this, so I didn't have an internet connection, and that's why the quality of the video isn't that good. But anyway, I've gone ahead and set all this up, and it is now let me use 10.7 Lion. Now for some reason when it was in 1080p the picture looked very blurry, but I bumped it down to 1080i and everything looks clear now, so I'm not sure what was causing that. But you can see here this is a dual 2.6 GHz dual core Intel Xeon. There's 2 of those, which makes a quad core. It's got 8 gigs of RAM and it's got an NVIDIA GeForce 7300 GT. Now that is not a very good graphics card in today's standards, so I'm probably going to be upgrading that. And it's got 8 gigs installed, but this can have all the way up to 32 gigs of RAM. Okay, so now we have the stock Apple 250 gig hard drive and one 160 gig hard drive. We're going to be adding the other 2 in there. So I have all hard drive bays filled up with hard drives. Okay, so I thought I'd take a look at the DVD drive in this Mac Pro and see if it was the original Apple one. And plus I just wanted to see how dirty it was and just give it an overall clean. So you can see here that it's extremely dusty. Now you may also notice that it isn't a SATA DVD drive. This is actually IDE. Also in here you can see the power supply in there with the detachable cables. You can see there is the Molex power and IDE, but there is a SATA connection, like I just said, on the logic board in case you want to have 2 SATA hard drives or just 2 IDE hard drives or one of each. You can see that this is an Apple drive as it doesn't have the eject button, and the busy light is also missing from the drive. So I'm going to go ahead and put that back in. Okay, so you can see here, this is the RAM modules, and you can see this is not a usual RAM that you find in any PC or even a Mac. This is server grade memory, and you can see here that compared to my phone that it's really thick. Like, this is an iPhone 5S. You can see that it's like double its thickness, which is incredible for RAM. The heat sinks are huge. Now, I was having one issue. Now, when I was running the Mac Pro in 1080i in NTHC, I think it is, the American format here, that's at 60 Hertz, you can see that there is a black bar flickering on the screen. And when I got home, I plugged this into my Apple Cinema display, and there was no line or anything on full resolution and everything. So I don't know if it's just a problem with the TV not liking the Mac Pro, or the graphics card's a little hatted. But I'm going to be replacing it and upgrading it at the same time anyway, so I'm not really fussed about that. You can pick up graphics cards for $50, $60, so that's nothing. But changing it into PAL, which is the Australian video format or something like that, you can see that you get this, which it's just crazy. Now, I had a MacBook that did this, and I just reseated the RAM because the RAM shared with the graphics card, and that fixed it. But obviously the graphics card is a separate component, and it's not integrated and doesn't share the memory from the system. It has independent RAM itself, so I can't obviously do that. But I'm going to be upgrading it, like I said anyway, so not a problem at all. And yes, I did try reseating the graphics card, as I'm showing you here. You just remove 2 screws, and there's a little bracket, and after you take that off, you have access to all the PCI slots, so you can take the graphics card out or add in expansion, whatever you like. I was playing Prison Architect on the Mac Pro, and you can see here that there seems to be some graphical issues. I ran into a few of these. Now, these could just be easily fixed by command tabbing or minimizing the game and just going back into it, and it would just fix itself. But it was just weird that it was doing it. But yeah, like I said, new graphics card will be going in there, so that will fix that issue. Okay, so by the time I got home, my Wi-Fi card that I ordered had arrived, so I'm going to go ahead and install that. Now, this actually came from an iMac, I believe, but as long as you get the PCI version and it's an Apple card, it'll work, no problems. You won't need any drivers or anything, as they're already installed with macOS. Okay, so once you install the Wi-Fi card and screw it down, you need to find the 2 wires. They're labeled 2 and 3, and they're tucked up in the top left with a bunch of wires. They're very thin and hard to find. It took me about 20 minutes or so just to find the wires, but you need to go ahead and connect them into the Wi-Fi card, and then you're all finished. Okay, so after installing the Wi-Fi card, once you boot back into macOS, you'll see the Wi-Fi symbol in the menu bar. You can see here that the new interface has been detected. You just got to go ahead and click OK on that and go ahead and turn the Wi-Fi on, and you'll get another dialog box. You just need to click Apply. Then you can connect to your Wi-Fi network, and you'll be surfing the internet wirelessly. This has been a quick look at my 2006 Mac Pro 1,1 with some little upgrades that included the Wi-Fi card and adding a few extra hard drives and getting this thing back up and running. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you're not already subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys next time in another one of my great videos.